Hello guys and welcome back to EIS. As you can tell, this is January 1st, 2019, which means this was 1 year ago today that I joined EIS officially. Now technically I joined in back in December, but my official starting date as the editor as one of the editors was January 1st. Now the first time I was actually on a video, I don't know yet. I'll have to go. I'll have to go check. I might put it on the screen on when my first video, the date for that was. But I know it wasn't the first video because the first video was everybody else but me, and I was just editing it together, and I put like editing notes. So here's a clip to the very first video, which was a annotations. Cue clip.
Being a B movie that's actually like semi decent.
I felt like it could have been half the amount of time that it was, though. So
oh, sure.
And maybe some of the other things in there could have been just a little bit better. Because taking from... looking at... Hang on.
I have to go and answer a call. You people continue.
Okay, so we'll...
Get ready for the door, people! Yeah! Oh!
So, that clip is... that annotations was something. That movie was terrible, absolutely dreadful. So in honor of my first time joining, 1 year after joining EIS, and EIS's what do they call it? Rebirth, I guess. From 1 year from today, I'm going to be doing not really a annotations, but I'm going to be talking about a movie that came out on Netflix late December, a couple weeks ago actually. So then what movie are we going to be talking about, you may ask? If the memes didn't give it away, we're going to be talking about BirdBox. Now, BirdBox is a film from production companies Bluegrass Films and Chris Morgan Productions. It is based on a novel by Josh Malerman. We're gonna say Josh Malerman, and it's a horror film, and it was distributed on Netflix. It was released into a short, limited theatrical release on December 14th of this year of 2018, and it was released on Netflix on the 21st of the same month. Now, I wish I saw this movie in theaters on the 14th because that'd be pretty lit. But I did not. I didn't even hear about this movie until about like Christmas, like 4 days later. I heard about Christmas because I kept seeing the memes. I'm like, okay, what's going on? So I found out that was a movie on Netflix, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna check it out. And then after a viewing and a half, because the first time I viewed it, I fell asleep because I watched it at like 2:00 in the morning. Smart me. And then I'm like, I'm going to give it a real watch. The next day I watched it full at a time I was awake. And yeah, we're going to get into a little bit about it. Now, I'm going to go into spoilers, potentially. I don't know if I'm going to talk about the whole dang thing exactly. I'm going to go over briefly about the story. And I'm going to mostly talk about its influences. So, BirdBox, horror film from Netflix, starring Sandra Bullock, which she was pretty good in this movie. Not gonna lie, she was pretty good. I mean, Sandra Bullock is always good because Sandra Bullock is lit. She's a great actress. She does some pretty damn good movies, and this was no exception. She did very well in this movie. Now, this movie, a short summary, in a world where these entities start popping up all over the world and cause whoever looks at them to go crazy and kill themselves. It's literally the movie. Basically, in our world, these monsters or creatures or entities or whatever start popping up, and whoever gazes upon them goes crazy and ends up killing themselves. Now, to go in more detail, like I said, spoilers. These monsters, whoever looks at them, either see something they fear or regret that they've done in their life, or something they fear in general, and it scares them so bad where they just either jump from cars, jump out windows, set themselves on fire, shoot themselves in the head, stab themselves in the throat. It just happens. Unless you're a group that basically, there are some people in this movie that want to see these creatures, and they don't kill themselves, but they go around forcing people to look at them and look at their beauty, quote unquote. And yeah, so you got those two types of people that kill themselves after seeing them, and then ones that basically are their minions, and they go around forcing people to look at these creatures or these entities. Now, I don't know about you, or if you know anything about me, but I love H.P. Lovecraft, and this is like Lovecraftian horror written all over it, ladies and gentlemen. Like, this shit just screams Lovecraftian horror. Because, I mean, for God's sakes, when you look at the entities in Lovecraftian horror like Azathoth, or even Cthulhu, well, Cthulhu's a priest, not a god, but when you look at Azathoth and some of the others, your human mind can't perceive what you're looking at, so you'll instantly go insane and crazy. I don't think you'll kill yourself, but you'll go insane from the sight of these gods. So the fact that this movie took the approach of the entities where if you look at them, you go crazy and you end up killing yourselves. So in Lovecraftian horror, the gods, you can't look at them straight in the eye because you'll go crazy at the sight of them. So these creatures, they went with the approach of the same thing, where if you look at them, you'll go crazy and kill yourselves, and also you'll go insane. But on top of that, you see your worst fear or your biggest regret. So I love the idea. They don't show the creatures in this movie, which, I mean, I guess it's kind of a blessing, because it kind of leaves you the anticipation of, oh, I guess we don't see them. That's fine. But then again, I kind of wish we did. But according from an interview from Sandra Bullock, she said that they were gonna have the creature in the movie, and the creature was apparently going to look like a green snake-like man with a horrifying baby face. That description just sounds very just weird. I mean, to be fair, Lovecraftian horror is weird. So, but there's like snake-like green men with horrifying baby faces, I guess. And the drawings that one of the characters shows in the movie, it doesn't really show any of that. It shows very much Lovecraftian. Like the tentacles, spikes, eyeballs. It's like H.P. Lovecraft was thrown up all over this place. So, yeah. It was very inspired by Lovecraftian. If it's not inspired by that, then they missed their calling, because it screams Lovecraft. So, yeah. But essentially the movie's about those creatures popping all over the world, and they're killing people. And the only way to survive is not look at them. So people are running around blindfolding themselves to try to survive as long as they can. And there's this group of people surviving in a house, and they end up driving in a car that they cover the windows, and they drive blind to a grocery store. And basically you just go in blind. And halfway through the movie, Sandra Bullock's character and two children basically go blind out in the outside world down a river, trying to find a safe haven from these creatures. And spoiler alert, they get to the safe haven, and it turns out the safe haven's a school for the blind. So basically the blind are unaffected by these creatures because they can't see them. So with the help of the blind, they help the sight hide in this sanctuary, which is the school for the blind. And above them, they have tons and tons of birds. And the birds give a warning to when the creatures are near. Hence the name BirdBox, because Sandra Bullock's character keeps a box of, I think it's like 2 or 3 birds, in it to warn them when the creatures come through. Because for whatever reason, the birds start chirping because they can sense the creatures are near or heading their way. Hence the name BirdBox. So yeah, the movie was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I wasn't gonna go over the whole movie because I don't want to spoil everything. But what I went over is basically the inspiration, the ending, obviously, and then a few odds and ends things. I didn't go over like the story or the characters themselves because like I said, I don't want to spoil everything. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all next time, probably Wednesday, because I'm gonna try to start doing Comic Watch again. And yeah, and thank you guys for watching for a whole year, and I hope to be part of EIS for another year and many to come. So Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next time.